like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
All right, we got to talk about some big shows here, and we're going to start with the Grand Slam Collision show in Australia. What did you think of that show?
I thought it was really good. I thought every match delivered the crowd. So I think that I'm trying to figure out what it was, but I thought that it felt like the crowd was like, you could tell the crowd was super hot, but it also felt distant in the sense that like, I don't know, like the sound, there was something with the sound that I didn't feel like I could hear like the crowd's going crazy, but it wasn't like overwhelming, like they were going crazier. It was clear they were going crazier than the sound indicated. So the miking, there was that issue. But I mean, AW looks super major league, when you have a crowd like that, I mean, whatever the number was. I mean, the number I heard was 11, which I never said on the air. I mean, Jesus Christ, we finally get a big crowd. It should be, I mean, they did a great job of showing the wide shots. I mean, it looked like every bit of that, if not more, and so the way it was shot, it actually, if you said 15,000 people would believe it because it looked really big on the air. I think that it was a real good foot forward. I mean, if you're going to do something after the NBA All-Star game or All-Star Saturday night, although the NBA thing got really overshadowed by the hockey thing tonight. So it's way more interesting. I mean, plus the hockey thing's on ABC. So the NBA, we'll see how the numbers are. I mean, there's, it's still a good lead, and it's still the best lead in AEW except for the Texas Clemson game for Collision or any of their shows in, a year. But the hockey thing really seemed to get a lot more interest. So, but it's right after Slam Dunk.
What was the hockey thing?
The 4 teams hockey thing, tournament's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 teams thing. It went against Dynamite on Wednesday. Probably heard Dynamite's rating on Wednesday too. But it's a big thing that's going on right now. Yeah, that was on ABC tonight. So, so there was, head to head. But I think that like as far as coming out, it was their best foot forward. It was the most, really most major league television show that they've done in a long, just a look at it. I mean, they've had great TV shows a lot lately, but again, it's there's a big difference between a great TV show in front of 3,000 people and a great TV show in front of 11. And a stronger lineup too. It's probably the strongest TV lineup. I mean, some of the continental shows had super strong lineups too, but this was different. I mean, it was matches that had been built up longer rather than just great tournament matches. These were, it was built up as a, what this was honestly is what Battle of the Belts should have been. From day one, 2-hour show with major championships built up for weeks. Something like that. This was the Clash of the Champions in the old WCW days. It's not as big as a pay-per-view, but it's very, very big. And it's a major event. One of the big events of the year. I could not for a second explain the finish of the Moxley match. I have no explanation for that one.
Good. I don't either.
Yeah, I have no explanation for that. I mean, the only thing I can think of is, but it's like the new booking. The old booking is that you put the challenger over, and the new booking is that everyone knows wrestling's 50-50 booking, so therefore you put the champion over, so then the people think the challenger can win. Rather than you put the challenger over, now he's got momentum. It's totally, the fans are too smart for the old tricks, so you do the new tricks. But even with that, and a lot of promoters are doing that now, in Japan especially. They did that. They did with Goto and Zach. With Corbin Hall. I think it was Corbin Hall, but they had Zach beat Goto, even though Goto was the challenger for the title, and not quote a strong challenger. And I mean, I can't say it didn't work because they sold out the show, and it's been done. I mean, a lot of Japanese promotions do that now. Where you do that, and then everyone goes, oh God, the champion won, so therefore it's the challenger's turn. We're going to see a title change. Which when you book a championship match, the key is to convince people they're going to see a title change. I don't know that this works. I mean, but in this situation, I would not have done it. I just thought I just wouldn't have done it this way at all. I mean, just not at all. I mean, I beat Moxley. Not even beating Claudio. I know people just think, oh, always beating Claudio, and of course they could have. But I just think that they should have, beaten Moxley and everything. They had, and I, really. For such a big event, there was definitely a lot of. I mean, there's great positivity. I mean, overall, I think the show was pretty much a home run.
Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts.